The air in the grove thickened. Afternoon shaded to dark. Judy, however, remained sitting before the wagon, staring at it, chin cupped in her hands. Now and again, as Punch cleared up the mess that Mrs. McSneed had made, he checked the road, but saw no sign of the merry men, just gray storm clouds rising up beyond swaying trees. As it turned out, the men didn't appear until Punch was lighting the evening lamp. Twig came first. His derby was dented. His coat was torn. There was a bruise on his face. Doc, who followed, not only had a puffy lip, but was sporting an eye which was turning from purple to black. Zun's clothing was torn, and he had a scratch on the side of his face, as well as a drooping mustache. Blodger held his arm as if it were broken. Judy roused herself. "What happened?" she asked wearily. "Ah, Judy," Twig replied. "We thought we'd done them a fare thee well at the cemetery, and in faith, it was a glorious battle that we won honourable. When that parson crawled out of the grave, he slunk off, but Sheriff Oxnard was loath to fly the surrender flag. He rounded up a score or so of healthy men," Doc added, though his cut lip made it hard for him to speak. "Ugly, every one of them," Blodger spat out. "You see, Judy," Twig continued, "the sheriff set up a most cowardly ambush right before the town line. Glory be. It was holy war to save our sacred liberties. In the dust-up," Doc concluded, "we suffered serious lacerations and much bodily abuse." Punch, getting up to fetch water, glanced toward the edges of the grove to see if the sheriff was lurking there. Just remembering the man's awful looks gave him the shudders. The men drank the water greedily. But after that, there seemed to be nothing to do but sit about in collective misery. At last Twig hauled himself up, cleared his throat, stretched his neck, grabbed his coat lapels, and said, "Fellow artists, I've come to the conclusion that we've stayed beyond our welcome here. The road calls and fortune beckons. It's time to turn our faces toward a future like we used to have." "You're right," Doc agreed with a nod. "It's not healthy in these parts." Zun agreed. So did Blodger. Judy looked up. "Moving," she said. "That's for me to decide." Surprised, the bedraggled men turned around. "What's your meaning?" Doc growled. To which Judy replied, "I'm the new boss." The announcement so stunned the men that no one spoke for a long time. It was Twig who cleared his throat, rubbed his hands together, and said, "Judy, love, this decision, this becoming boss, how does that come about?" "It's my father's show." "Thought he died," Zun said sarcastically. "Cost us enough," Blodger added. Twig held up his hand to silence the others. "Your mother, dear girl?" he asked in hushed tones. "Has she made her last farewell?" "She's very ill," Judy said. "How ill?" Doc demanded. "Not in her right mind," Judy answered. Her voice trembled. Doc said, "What's that mean?" She thinks she really is the Queen of Tipperary," Judy got out. "Blessed saints," Twig murmured and crossed himself. "So she'll not be able to take charge," Judy went on. "That leaves me as boss." "Judy, sweet girl," Twig began with a sigh. "You know right well that it's always been me, after your da and ma, who has been number 3 in the local hierarchy. The wagon billing, faded though it be, reveals the truth of that. Where do you find the right to anoint